Hello, everyone, and welcome to your weekly dose of truth tarot. I am down in Florida. Internet is not so strong here, so I can only use one camera at a time. The wave video won't allow me to do two. Well, not wave, but um, what do you call it? The internet. So what we're looking at is the week of the 23rd of January, 2026 to we're going all the way to the 29th of January. So we're almost to the next month. We're almost in February. So yeah, time goes by quickly, doesn't it? So here we go with what is, because it's been a while since I've done a reading. I did everything in advance so I could travel down here, and I want to know, what's up with the energy dynamics, because next week will be, I think 24th, the 26th, I'm pretty sure is the full moon. And then we're going to go into um, the waning moon. So we're in the waxing moon where things are building up. So I want to know what exactly is going on with health, wealth, and stability. Let's go with political stability. So our first card is going to be about health. What's going on for this week? So health shows definitely that we've got this beautiful Queen of Discs. So this means a lot of good strength to our body mind. So we can tap into the passive energy. So passive is still dynamic. So if anything's wrong with you, like I pulled my back out, a lot of people have been complaining this past week of either diarrhea or constipation in my clinic. And yeah, few people with backaches, few people, I mean, obviously colds have been a big deal. Respiratory illnesses have been going on. These flus that came up were really, really strong for a lot of people. And, we want to get into the passivity, which is dynamic. So things like Feldenkrais are great things to do, especially when you visualize, or if you're doing Mindscape or Silva method, you can go into visualizing what needs to go on. So if your lungs are full, you visualize your lungs cleansing. If you're like me with my backache, I'm doing Feldenkrais movement of the discs. There's this guy named David Zemek Berman. He's got Access Feldenkrais. He sells different packages. He usually gives you in a package a free shout out to David. He usually gives you a free video to work with, like the first lesson. So that's always wonderful. And the other wonderful thing he does is he shifts prices depending on what country you come from. So because I'm Canadian, paying in US dollars is really, really, it's 30% more, but paying in Canadian dollars just really supports things. So he does that. I always keep my prices Canadian. I don't change them to other denominations because I just go, well, if somebody wants the advantage of the Canadian price, they get to have it. So especially since I don't need to necessarily lower it. I do lower it for countries that are really bereft, but otherwise, I keep it properly. So that really helps the Queen of Discs, right? The part of us that, let's say, we need healing when we go to different people who are able to give things. Like I do free sessions every Tuesday at 12 p.m. and I post those for the world. So those are things that I like to give to help everyone, whether, for this, because I find it stressful when I'm, not well and I'm not earning, enough money that week. I love that I can get sessions from different people, and then when I'm back on my feet again, I can go pay for different sessions. Does that make sense? So those are really great things to help us out when we're in a stress place. So think of the Queen of Discs that way, especially since I'm going to be asking health, wealth, and like what's going on in the political scheme of things that would, and of course, that would impact us. I don't really want to look at politics on its own. That's not my vision. I want to look at how that impacts us, especially as a collective. Does it impact my health? Does it? Well, it's going to impact finances, of course. So think of this Queen of Discs. She's solid, she's earthly, but she is feminine, obviously, and feminine is passive, dynamic. Okay, it's not passive like just not doing anything, a blob. It has a dynamism. So when we sleep, we're in a passive state, but so much is going on. The body is recovering. The body gets to heal areas that it can't heal during the daytime, all that kind of stuff, because it's really important that we, relax. So Feldenkrais is a great way to do that. If you've got other visualization techniques, you go for it. This is the week to do that. So the next card is going to be about our finances. So sorry, some of the cards flipped over. I need to put them in a proper order. And Bird is sitting here just kind of, taking care of himself, preening and putting all kinds of preening little feathers, etc., onto my onto my keyboard. He likes it, I think, because it's warm. All right, so next card. Okay, so our next card is wealth. Is worry? Sorry, not wealth. This is about wealth, but this is the Five of Coins, which says, all right, we are going to have some worries about finances in the upcoming week. That means we might have to juggle things. There might be difficulty. We might have to rethink our programs or our plans or how we're spending. We might have to relocate things, not relocate, but redistribute finances in different directions. So, obviously this is for the week, and worry is a 5, so that just means during the work week. So we'll see next week, if that's going to continue or we're going to clear that out of the way. And the last one is what's happening politically that's going to affect us. Whoa. All right, so let's expand on these two cards at the moment, because what's happening here is that we've got 2 5s, and when we have 2 5s, oops, we lost the connection here. There we go. When we have 2 5s, it's worthy of exploration. So what starts to happen is that we're kind of, things started moving here. Sorry about that, but try to get this a little organized. My OCD is bothering me. All right, so 2 5s means there's a lot of confusion in these areas. So financially, things look confused in the world, so it's going to affect whatever confusion we have in finances. It's going to affect us. Okay, for this week. Remember, that's this week. So at least that's going on. You can just start going, all right, what do I need to reorganize? Where do I need to pull some money and, leave some areas untouched, reduce my spending, right? These are things that we end up doing to help ourselves out. Now, the government doesn't necessarily do that, or everyone where they take our taxes, they don't necessarily go in and say, where do we need to reduce spending? They will do it, but in places where they really need to reduce and make cuts, they don't do it as much as the population does. That's clear. Why? Because disappointment comes up. I'm not making this, personal or anything like that. It is definitively that the way the political situation operates, that's going to be, government, and what they're doing is very disappointing to how we are going to be affected. So that disappointment can come in a structure. If you see that card, there's a structure that is very, very solid. This solid structure here, you look at that, that's rigidity. That's rigidity, and it also, if you look at that, it looks like it has 3 sides, right? So the pathway going to that corner is like, well, I'm going to hit my head at the corner, and where do I get in? Now, the other side obviously can have a doorway, an opening, and we also need to get around it, which we could walk around it, but that disappointment needs to be dealt with. So what we could look at here is that there will be no support from anything political that will help us personally. So what I do is, well, if I see it like that, I'll go, well, that's disappointing me. That's not going to help. So I need to devise ways which these complex situations become a little bit chaotic because two fives will bring chaos and bring a lot of choices. So five can bring chaos, depends how you look at it. If you look at it as chaos only without the ability to organize the chaos and make decisions, you're going to be in trouble. So this is a good time to be very, very kind to your liver, like no sugar, no alcohol, um, and that's going to help your liver cleanse. So eating really good healthy fruits, vegetables, proteins, or some of us are keto. Like I don't eat fruits really, I just eat vegetables and protein, and that really reduces any excess need in the body to deal with inflammation, etc. So you find your way. Yeah, no, that's my way. You find your way, but you want to do clean eating. That means no processed food. A lot of people eat, eat things in packages. Obviously, cheese would come in packages, which, done in moderation is okay. But if you eat a processed cheese, you're not going to do very well. But yeah, so it's really thinking about, what are you eating? Just buying uh, anything natural is from scratch and making it from scratch. This is a great time to do that. It's still not a good time to fast because in the southern hemisphere it's summer, in the northern hemisphere it's winter. These are not fast times. The body goes through a lot of stress if you fast in these times, but if you eat well properly, that's a good thing. And eating well is just buying the raw materials and making it yourself. So that's going to be excellent for you. All right, so there we go. It's really making the right decisions and helping your body mind make those right decisions. There could be frugalness that is required for this week, but remember, we're only looking at this week, and we will see what comes up next week. Well, thank you, everyone, all my beautiful souls out there, and enjoy. Birds here giving you a little chirp, and we will, check again next week and see what's going on. Bye.